Hello friends, welcome to this session on data visualization. And as discussed in our previous session, we wish to plot a graph for Fishpond problem statement where we wish to have year on x-axis and fishes population on y-axis, and we wish to see the trend of fish population on year by year basis. So let's move to Spider and implement this code. We have this function which is used to calculate the population of fishes in our pond. We are passing initial population of fishes, number of years for which we wish to perform analysis, rate of growth, and the amount of harvest. Let's quickly take a look of this code. We are initializing population as initial population, creating a for loop for each year starting from 1 to past value of number of years, and this is the formula for fish population. This is the rate for increase in the population, and this is the harvest value, and we are just printing the value of year and population. Here we are calling this function with initial population as 10,000 for 20 years. Rate of growth is 10 while harvest value is 1300. So if we run this, you can see that this is the table, and it clearly shows that it started with 9,700 from year 1, and you can see at year 16 the population is in the negative. So instead of having table, this time we wish to have a graph where on x-axis we wish to have years, while this population we wish to have on y-axis. In order to implement this, we need to import a library named as matplotlib. In this we have a module pyplot, naming this as pyplot. And you know that in pyplot we have a function called as plot, where we need to pass two lists, one for x-axis and second for y-axis. So for this we need to create two lists, one for x-axis, another for y-axis. So let's create a blank list for x-axis, and same way we need to have another list for y-axis. So we have created two lists for storing the data for x-axis. In x-axis we wish to have years, while for y-axis we have another list where we will be adding our population values. So here in this for loop we are doing all the calculations, and you can see that we have the value of years in this year while the population value is in this population variable. So as discussed, we need to add year in x-axis. So we have a function called as append in list, which is used to add a value into the list, and we need to add this year because this year variable will have value 1 to n. So let's add this, and can you tell me which value I need to add in y-axis? So y-axis dot append, which value I should add? Yes, this is the population. So let's add this, and then after the for loop you can even print the value of x-axis and y-axis to cross check that we able to populate the data properly or not. So you know that in x-axis we have values from 1 to 20, while in y-axis we have corresponding value of population which will start from 9700. Let's run this. So these are my values. So in x-axis list I have values from 1 to 20, which is for year, and yeah, this is for y-axis, and this is the population. So you can see that I am population as float value, which will not make any sense. So you can apply int function over here so that only integer values are added into this list of y-axis. Since I have my desirable x-axis and y-axis list, now I can plot this by using pyplot dot plot function, and in this we need to pass two lists, one for x-axis and another for y-axis. So this is my pyplot dot plot function. Let's run this code. So you can see we have another window appeared here, and yeah, this is the trend, and it shows that at this point the population start in the negative, and this is the trend for fish population. Perfectly fine. So now we can further improve this graph by adding label for x-axis, y-axis. We can even give a title to our graph. So let's do that quickly. We have some inbuilt function which can perform all these tasks very easily. So to add a label for x-axis, we have a function called as xLabel, and I am adding a label year for this. And to add a label for y-axis, I'm using ylabel and passing string fish population size. Let's run this by having x and y labels. So you can see that we have year on x-axis and fish population size on y-axis. We can even add the title for this. For title, we have a function called as title, and I'm giving the title fish population versus year. Let's run this code to see its output. So you can see that we have now title fish population versus year with x-axis and y-axis label. Perfectly fine. So that's great. And for next session, I have another task for you. You know that we have this function for ticket price. So can you plot a similar kind of graph for this ticket price function? I am giving the code of this function in the description of this video. Take this code as a base and build a visualization to analyze the trend of profit and ticket price. I will see you in next session. Thanks for watching this video. Bye bye.